Hey everybody, so here's this clouds thing I picked up the other day. I got it out of the box and we moved it in the backyard here. Unfortunately it rained this weekend before I had a chance to get everything covered up, so we got a little more rust, but nothing that I'm too concerned about since it's just blush powder. There's the compound and some other stuff. There's this box, it's got all the hardware and everything in it. So what I'm going to do is set the camera to do like a fast motion video and just kind of unload these boxes, and then I'll do another video or a follow-up after that, and we'll kind of talk about what we got here. I've already noticed that I'm missing the rat gear for the feed and the lead screw, so I'll have to make a screw and see if I can find a rat gear. I might have one in the pile of stuff, but let's see how much of this is here and if it's actually worth pursuing as a project. So this all gives you kind of an idea what we're working with. We got a lot of rust. We got some broken teeth on our gears. I saw something interesting on this gear. So somebody's been into this lathe before. You can see here where they welded nickel rod on it and cut new teeth onto this gear. There's been some other interesting repairs. I found half of the half nut. I'm assuming the other half of the half nut is on the apron here. I'll have to see. Yeah, there's the other half. So I have the apron, which gives me feeds in both axes. There's the spindle housing. I think I have most of this. I'm going to put it together real quick and I'll show you. Okay, real quick because we're running out of daylight. So this is the counter shaft. The motor has a lot of positions on it. Looks like a step pulley with 4 positions, and it would appear that this is underdriven and that it drives in the middle of this little gearbox. Just from underneath. This, I believe, goes under, pins into this hole. This little stub here is the shaft for the counter gear. So the way this works is there's a button on the face of this. Oh, I have another one. We have 2 bowl gears. So that button will snap into this drive, and then these 2 become one, and you have direct drive. That would be high range. You pull the button and it runs through the counter shaft to the lower gear, and so now you have low range. And it appears that between high and low I have 3 speeds that I can select from the motor. I have the back gear that runs the forward reverse feed for threading, and I have the gear that runs the feed and thread gearbox. I have the apron and all the parts for the apron and the cross feed. I have the spindle, and the spindle is apparently Timken bearings with Timken bearing numbers, so I should be able to get those bearings relatively easy. I'll probably end up getting new bearings for it, but I think there's enough of a lathe here that I could invest a little time in putting it back together, and it might actually be worth it. I'm still not 100% sure on how the motor. There's like a big fancy motor drive thing. I'll go show you guys. It's in the driveway. Okay, so I was wrong. This is the big drive. It looks like I have 3 belts that run the spindle, and then this arrangement for shifting gears with a brake and everything for the motor. So I believe this mounts underneath that lathe, which means I'll have to make a platform for it. But yeah, I think there's enough here that I can actually make a go of it. So tomorrow I'll do a video on some rust removal, because there's obviously a lot of rust removal. I've done a lot of electrolysis rust removal. And then I've got some evaporust, and maybe we'll do some comparisons with evaporust, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. And